welcome to the Town of Penfield Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting. Happy New Year, everybody. Call this meeting to order. Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Steve?
Oh, Shadow Pines, I'm sorry. Shadow Pines Disc Golf, I have some information I can report it. Do you want me to talk about it now? Or
No, we'll do that under
the other business.
The other business when we get that.
Got a couple of charts for year end and then also the end of the last month.
Perfect, thank you very much.
Sure.
The next item on our list is the approval of the minutes for December 16th. Everybody had a chance to review those?
Good, good.
We're good? Okay, so we'll approve those minutes. The next first item for discussion is the Penfield Trails Committee update. So I'm going to pass that over to Don, as always.
All right, thank you, Bill. And again, Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, so Saturday, we had our winter hike that we do at Ellison Park, and we had no snow. So it's actually not a terribly long hike. We would like it to be snowy so we could do snowshoes and make the hike part worth it. But, you know, in spite of having no snow, the alternative would be it was pretty warm, mid-40s, comfortable. All the wind from Friday night had died down. It was calm. The rain didn't come till later, so we actually had a pretty nice day. And as it turns out, we had a great turnout. We had 7 members of the Trails Committee, and I counted 17 people from the community.
Wow.
It was a little tricky because what we do on this one is we use, Monroe County gives us access to Fort Schuyler, and we go in and we start a fire, and we have hot chocolate and coffee and snacks. And some people went right there, and then they met us along the way, so it's a little confusing. But the fort works out really well. And this year we had a special guest, Mike Jarvis, who's a professor of history at the University of Rochester, is very familiar with the history of Ellison Park, and he's actually kicking off a project this semester with his students to look for footings of old buildings, actually try to map out the property. But he's got a very intimate familiarity with the history. And so everybody sat down, and he spent about half an hour with presenting information. He had maps, he had artifacts, he took questions. So it really was, it turned out really well. And I think we're going to get him back. He enjoyed doing it. And you know, so anyway, it was a really good hike.
Great.
Okay. Our next hike is the one hike that we do not on a second Saturday morning of the month. We actually do this one in the evening. So Friday, February 6th, we pick the Friday that's closest to a full moon. And it's a pretty easy hike, but we do it after dark. So we meet in the Rothfuss Park parking lot, and we cross the street and hiked around Irene Gosson. Last year we had beautiful conditions, snow-covered, and a clear night, lots of stars, the moon was out. So we're hoping for the same. That's at 6:30, so I just want to make a note of that. The brochure that went out says 6. Other collateral, the bookmarks and things on the website say 6:30. We will be doing it at 6:30, and we'll try to make that clear in the postings on the website and Facebook. But we'll also have somebody there at 6 just in case. And then the March hike, by then we're starting to get into some almost spring conditions, hopefully. We're doing Whiting Road, which is one of our 2 hikes this year that will be outside of Penfield. Whiting Road is in Webster. It's a really nice property. We did it last year, but there's an extensive trail network, so we're going to try to do it again and maybe hit some different trails. A lot will depend on conditions. March can be pretty iffy with potential snow or ice or mud, you know, whatever. So, but Whiting Road in March.
Okay, thanks.
And we did publish our schedule for the entire year, so that's been defined. The bookmarks are available through the rec department. I think it's on the website. And the brochure had at least, I think, the first
We usually do it per season. Yeah, so I believe we have them from January all the way to June in our winter spring that's currently out.
So, all right.
Okay, great. Thanks, Don. The next item on our agenda is the Penfield Parks update.
So yeah, just a little about what we got going on right now. We did, hopefully we got all the rubbing posts in for the trail markers. If there's any that we're missing, just let us know, Don.
You bet. I think so. Well, thank you for all that.
Yeah. And then obviously after that wind storm that we've been having, we had one last Friday, then a couple weeks ago, we've been cleaning up a lot of trails, fell trees. And if anybody sees anything, because we get out there maybe about once a month to check them, but obviously you guys are out there more often than not, just send me an email, and we'll send the crew out to take care of them. And the project that we're working on right now, we're putting a little stone pad up by the bocce courts for their bleachers, so we can mitigate mowing under it and weeds and stuff like that. So that's what we're working on right now.
Are the bleachers going to be there permanent, or are they going to be
They have
seasonal?
been permanent.
Okay.
They're just like the aluminum bleacher set. Yeah, they're up there. They've been weeding under them, mowing around them. This will just hopefully enhance it a little.
Perfect, thank you.
Andrew, do you have bocce balls for people to borrow too?
Yep.
You do, right?
Yeah, it's
At the
part of
recs?
our rentable equipment. We haven't rented that out yet. It's mostly just been pickleball and disc golf so far, but
Yeah.
it is available. Some very older, well-used sets of bocce balls, so please come and use them.
Well, got some miles.
Very weathered.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is the Penfield Recs update, so that'll be for Andrew.
Yep. I just want to go back, if I can, to the parks update. I know the Shadow Pines property shared use multi-use trail. I just want to say that we put the RFP out in late December, mid-December, right around the holidays, and we're accepting proposals until January 23rd. We have got a lot of questions from different firms out there just about, the scope of the project and different details. So for me, it's been exciting. I've learned a lot. Can't thank our engineering department and developmental services with Carrie Ivers and Mark Valentine and certainly Tim assisting with this RFP process. But as that comes in and the staff review it, certainly we'll talk about it here at the Parks and Rec Advisory Committee, but then the next steps would be to take kind of some of that information and potential decisions up to the board, hopefully as early as February. I don't know if we'll have that fast turnaround, but just exciting stuff to be looking at least some engineering designs for a project like that. No construction plans or anything like that, but just designs for that next level if the town chooses to move forward in the future.
Okay, great.
So then for Penfield Recreation updates, recreation software, I know I mentioned this at the last meeting. We're working with our recreation software system, Vermont Systems Company. We are adding new credit card processing hardware and systems to just make it more user-friendly on our website and internally to have chip readers and things like that. We did work with our IT already to make sure that the hardware is compatible, which it is. The next step is targeting a date to start using all of that. We're hoping to do February 1st, just to start on the beginning of the month for just budget reasons and deposits and things like that. But we're really excited about those changes, and hopefully the customer kind of sees that for online transactions in the future. The hope would be to have all of that established in February as we look towards March, as we have summer camp registration starting on March 4th. Another component of this credit card hardware and Vermont Systems upgrades are moving our servers from on-site cloud-based to being hosted directly by the company. Kind of the thoughts were they can handle processing speeds that, we had some issues last year, but certainly for updates, I feel like they do one every couple months. We're manually doing that with our IT support system, so kind of tying up their stuff to help with various updates. The company would just do it all on its own. So I think this move is really just benefiting internal staff in terms of their time, but also on the other end with really how our system internally and externally on our website is seen by the community. So we're excited to have that in February and then hopefully be ready by March 4th.
Andrew, do you have card readers now in the rec office? Or?
We don't. We have swipe capabilities, but not the chip readers or the insert. So excited for that. It kind of goes all along with, it's a component that we're adding on to our registration system that instead of using like a middle gateway credit card company that, you send out the information, they send it back, which also ties up processing speed on the online side of things. This is actually housed directly in our internal system. I think a couple other towns have moved to this. We've heard really good things, but it gives us a little bit more control rather than, calling a credit card company every once in a while for disputes and things like that. So we have a little bit more management internally.
Hopefully the term PCI compliance has come into play.
Yep, all that's been discussed. I can't thank our IT team enough for the ones that were in 2025 and now moving into 2026 with Dave Renner and Tracy, so good stuff. But yes, PCI compliance was a big thing. I got to forward over to our IT.
It's not fun.
Cheers. I'll leave it to better hands than mine. So then coming to recreation programming, winter, spring 2026, our brochure's out there. People can still register for various programs. Again, summer camp registration begins March 4th at 10 a.m. We recommend for that to, if you have any questions about our online system, call the rec department during office hours, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., or even on weekends from 8 to 3. We can assist you and at least try and get you more experience on the website on how to register for that. But any questions on your account or anything like that, reach out to the rec department. We can help you out.
How are the openings this year compared to last year? I know it seemed like last year you added people and you expanded the number.
We're hoping, what we've had to do in previous years is kind of wait for staff, but I think with the change where we moved it to March, we are already seeing a lot of returning staff. So we're very hopeful to be able to meet the same enrollment numbers as last year, which were increased compared to previous years. So we're already starting off with more availability compared to last year's first day of registration. We still had wait lists, of course, even after we added, but
Right.
It should help with hopefully people's planning and things like that. We're still always looking for more staff to be able to open our Harris Whalen Lodge site. I know that we did hear when lodges opened up that a lot of dates were, already reserved and blacked out. Some of those reasons are based on facility space. We want, Monday through Friday over the summer to potentially have a summer camp site there. We use lodges for programming just based on our current facility. So they would have seen that, but it is our hope to whatever staffing we can get. If we can find other locations or spots, we'll add as much enrollment as possible to meet the needs for the community. So bear with us, please. We're trying our best. Looking towards 2026 Town of Penfield events, we're still planning. We have some basic structures for our normal summer concert series, really looking at Independence Day, with the 250th celebration this year. We're trying to see what other components we can add. And working with our events committee, I think our next meeting's in late January, early February, so more details will come out on our website. But our next upcoming event, the rec department does a family Valentine's dance, and it's going to be on Friday, February 13th at the community center, and that's from 5 to 7 p.m. There's dancing in the gym, there's arts and craft activities, there's refreshments. We have our sandwich counter open for people to buy dinner and food if they'd like. Coat check room and pictures and hair and all that fun stuff. So more information will be coming out on social media and on our website, but that is our next upcoming event, so we're looking forward to it.
So you're not making hot dogs this year for, just some, just the summer
concerts, yeah.
concerts, but not for
summer
this
concerts,
event.
but not
Okay, I
the,
just wanted to make sure in case somebody
yes.
wanted one.
Appreciate it.
So.
Yeah, thanks for the clarification. And that should be it.
Okay. The other business, Steve wants to give a recap.
Sure. Thank you. What I wanted to share with everybody are the year-end statistics for play at the Shadow Pines Disc Golf Course. These are supplied by Connor McCaig from the local Rochester Disc Golf Club. And they come from the UDisc application. I mentioned this before. It's generally represents about a third of what all the play is. So these numbers here, kind of, you can almost add two-thirds to them to get the kind of the real totals. But on the first chart that you see here, this is a cumulative representation of all the play this past year. And as we spoke about in several of the meetings, Shadow Pines consistently, this is now, I think, the second or even maybe the third year that it's been the most played course. not just in this area, as you can see, but also in New York State. So again, some really interesting numbers. The next chart actually has this is all the numbers that went into the previous chart, and you can see Shadow Pines up at the top, each month having play that is higher than just about all the other courses in the area. It's pretty consistent that Ellison is second, so I find that kind of interesting in that within a 5-mile radius, the two most played courses in this area are within the Penfield town or around the Penfield town. Great courses, a lot of play, and it's you'll notice that in the January numbers from last year and then also the December numbers for this year, play diminishes considerably. We've had a lot of snow. There's still a lot of people out there all the time that like to play in the really cold and snowy weather. I am not one of those guys, so I look for the fair weather stuff. But anyway, I think it's pretty interesting, and as a town, we should be very proud. The next two charts just show the numbers for December, which again are very low. One thing that I'll kind of point out on this one is that the Basil Morella course in Greece is actually in second place over what traditionally is Ellison. I don't know for certain. My hunch is that it has, there's two reasons for that. It's heavily wooded, so it's shielded from the wind, and it is also shielded from heavy snowfall. So it's a little bit more accessible than some of the other courses. So anyway, but you'll also see Shadow Pines is pretty high, and here are the final numbers for December. There's a video representation, an MP4 file that I also supplied, which I guess you call these kind of heat maps or bubble charts. I'm not exactly sure what the designation is.
I didn't bring that one over.
Okay,
Sorry, Steve.
that's fine. And that I shared that with the committee, and that just shows you visually how it shrinks and grows over the course of the year. Again, we've got a great relationship with the local disc golf club, and Tim and his team, they do a great job. All the disc golfers, we have snow shovels out there, so all the tee pads are shoveled each time there's a lot of snow out there, and I think the local golfers do a great job of making sure that that's taken care of. So I think both the town and the local community of disc golfers very proud that we have this course and excited that it continues to be one of the top courses of play. So anyway, just wanted to share that. Those are the 2025 numbers for play at Shadow Pines Disc Golf Course.
Did you say the most played in New York State in 2025?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. And I think that's 2 years in a row now.
Yeah.
Very eye-opening statistics to be able to see that. I know we talked about, a couple meetings ago about how it ranks in the world.
Yes.
And then, it'd be interesting to see, what it ends up being, year after year. If we were number 16, or are we gone up to 15? And, obviously I would think there's more courses built, so you might have more competition, but it's definitely very eye-opening how much it's used.
I was going to just add to that, there's a course opening up in Fairport, Howell Road, that a lot of the disc golf group has been cleaning that up, and the hope is to have all 18 baskets installed by the end of this summer there. And that's kind of a mix of wooded and some open holes, and it's really laid out very nice. So I think that'll give Shadow Pines some competition. So, and there's some other exciting things that the club is working on for this year, and I know that they're working with Tim and Andrew here to set some of those things up. So, yeah, we should very, as I've said, very proud of this. It's a good asset to the community.
And just to add too, all those numbers are also with like half the parking lot shut down with the construction of the
Yeah,
lot.
right.
So that's like that's a big number for limited parking and stuff.
That's a great point. The play did not diminish at all this year with all the construction going on. So, there's been a lot of activity there, and I think also the disc golfers have been very respectful. Nobody's torn up the grass or anything, so we're in good shape there too. So thanks to Tim and his team for making that accessible for all the players.
What do you know about any potential regional level tournaments this year? Because I would think a regional tournament would be more than one course, right? So bringing like the new one in Fairport
Yes.
would add, right? Because now you have a couple.
There's a
More
lot of discussion on that. There's nothing firm yet,
Okay.
and I haven't gotten all the details, but I know they've been talking about it. and very excited with the new lodge possibly being available
Yep.
for them as a kind of a home base, if you will, for the multiple play. So, yeah, it's just going to grow and get bigger. And I would urge everybody in the town, if you've got a chance, take your family out there. It's a great way to spend time with your family and friends. It's not just for old guys.
And we have got rentable equipment that was loaned, by Steve and the group, so reach out to the rec department. It's free. You can come and use it, and then you get a scorecard. You actually get a how to play, written by some of the masters here, including Steve. Yeah.
Other people. Don't be the masters.
But yeah, all that stuff's free, open to the public, so just reach out to the rec department. And
Yeah. But you think about the economic benefits if you bring in regional, right now you have people traveling and staying in hotels and buying
That's exactly
things,
right.
So that's a step change in my mind, if that started
The
happening.
bigger the tournament, obviously, the more hotel rooms and revenue it brings to the area, for sure.
Yeah.
And I know that there's the local tournaments, kind of the smaller, kind of the Rochester area tournaments are definitely being planned. But I think there's some discussion going on for some bigger events.
And I
As you
think
should expect, right?
I think I've told this story before. I think it was like last year or the year before when we were working on hole number 2. We ended up talking to a couple, and they came all the way from Canada to come down to play in one of the tournaments. So obviously they have to stay somewhere.
Right.
So, yeah, a lot of people were traveling for that one.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think working with the disc golf group, I believe we put in a bid, I think it was for 2027 for states. So I know there is already that planning out there. We haven't heard any of those details yet, but I imagine with the lodge coming, construction, the fencing going down, once all that's completed, that's only going to have more tournaments and things like that potentially come in. So all good stuff.
And the last thing I'll say with that, if you get a chance, if you ever are interested in poking around, wasting some time on the internet, take a look at UDisc and take a look at some of the reviews for the course. They're phenomenal. The people that come to visit this course really rave about it and enjoy it. So once again, not only played by a lot of people in New York State, but even folks from out of town, as Tim mentioned, really enjoy it.
Great job, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the update. The next item is held items. Do we have anything on the trails and kiosks or updates for that?
I can
Yeah.
give an update unless you want to, Don.
So the Trails Committee is looking at establishing, I guess, a standard for the town trails, color, blazes and signage and maps in the kiosk. And so we have a working meeting next week, I think.
Okay.
And, we'll try to move that along. And then I think once we have our recommendations, we bring them to Tim and whoever had to review them, and we'd like to see them move forward.
So I guess the goal is hopefully by spring
Yeah, I think so.
would be ideal.
I think that's fair, yeah.
Yep, so I actually saw the first draft of the new updated passport. This is our Wegmans passport that people can come in, and it's free. It gives you a little map, shows you all the various trails. The Trails Committee has been working for years on this with all the different updates and new trails that we put in, and Matt Prinzing from our engineering department has done a wonderful job, working with them for new maps. But I just saw the new draft of that today, so we're hoping by the spring to get the passport out there, just in the same time of getting those new maps into the kiosks and then other information. So great, tons of amount of work and coordination, so kudos to Don and the team for all that. It's a big haul.
And the passport books are available at the rec department, correct?
Yep, currently
And
we
then
have them.
Wegmans?
It's also available online and at
Yep.
Wegmans too, so you can go and view it, but if you want the actual passport, Wegmans or rec
But
department.
the one there is, 10 years? So it's a lot of things have changed since it was last printed.
And we're hoping the Parks Department can put up some holders on our various kiosks. I know that's going to be an ask for the spring, so when we get the new ones, we can actually have them right at the trails for people to grab. So, thank you. Pre-thank you, Tim and Parks Department.
Tim's busy.
Yeah.
The old business, trail map, update for the Shadow Pines.
Yeah, that's just, that's in process.
Still in
That's going
process.
to probably take a little while.
Yeah.
We're working with the scout on that one, and
I know we talked about that last
Yep,
year.
yep.
That was going to be long-term, and same thing probably with Thousand Acre Swamp.
Yeah, again,
and Rothwell.
most of the 1,000-acre swamp to Rothfuss is in the Nature Conservancy's court, and so I get sporadic updates, and they're moving forward, not as quickly as I would kind of had hoped. I think there's a reasonable chance for build in '27. I don't see '26 happening.
Okay, that was kind of, I think, the same expectations we talked about last year.
Yeah.
Probably
When we first
27 is
started
reasonable.
talking, we
Yeah.
hoped for '26, but that was probably, yeah.
Okay,
But yeah, it's still moving forward is the most important part, I guess.
wonderful. We have no new business. Andrew?
Actually, just a question
Sure.
on new business. I was driving by Shadow Pines over by the pickleball court Saturday, and there were 3-4 tents set up in the, was it, do you know anything about that?
Yes, I'm happy to report that Boy Scout Troop 110 submitted all of the paperwork and insurance. They've done this, I think this is the third year that they've done it at Shadow Pines, so they do winter trainings, and they do outdoor camping overnight. Luckily, this is the first year that we have bathrooms there for them to use on the north side, so we left those open
Luxury.
for them. They brought in a fire pit, but yeah, they applied to use that,
Okay.
got approval for like a campfire and things like that, so. like I said,
Was that why the
third year.
pavilion lights were on at night?
I think the pavilion lights are on at night all the time.
No, like inside the pavilion,
May have been inside at least. but
Underneath,
yeah, they were on.
That's just a
Yeah.
switch on and off, so it might be why they were on there. But yeah, I think a couple bright orange tents and some green ones when I drove by myself. I was glad to check in on them and make sure that they were there, but
Did a little double take.
no, good.
Yeah, camping is generally not permitted unless you go through the process and per the town code. You just have to get reasonable permission from a representative from the town. And they've submitted all the right paperwork. We've been working with them for a while now, the same troop. They've done a couple scout projects with us, so good relationship with them.
Great.
Is that really the only area, or any of the parks are open to that?
There's an application form they would fill out. Usually there's an internal discussion on that. I'd say Shadow Pines has only been the one recently where we've gotten requested, specifically from that troop, but I can't think back to any prior to that.
There have been others like Sherwood Fields, but then it comes into the bathroom aspect of where they're going to go, are they going to bring in, carry out, that type of deal. So we were more hesitant on that, and obviously with the bathrooms being open at Shadow Pines, that's like more of a perfect, like,
Yeah.
there's a spot to go, that kind of stuff in bathrooms, so.
And they've done some lock-ins indoor at our facilities overnight. So it's not outdoor camping, and I know at the community center, they've used it a couple times for like a lock-in, and they'll camp in the gym and still do like trainings and things like that.
Yeah.
But this specific one, they want to do it for winter for different activities and training.
Sure.
So cool stuff.
That's excellent.
Awesome.
You didn't stop over and,
Did not.
check in, go by, see if they needed help.
Looked a little chilly. Been there, done that.
Hopefully they had the right equipment, so. yeah, all good. No, they reported they had a great time and thanked the staff, so it's all good.
Great. Any public feedback, Andrew, that you heard?
I did want to just mention, we do have a couple different, plans out there. The active transportation plan, which I know is at the Transportation Committee. That's kind of been, a lot of the discussions have been through there, so some things will be coming out. So check out the Transportation Committee on PCTV or on YouTube. But just some cool stuff about connectivity, some things we talked about, the Parks and Rec Master Plan. Another plan that's going to be coming up is our community facility improvement plan, which is looking at, the community center with all the various departments that are there, the town hall, just really looking at a large take of where the town is right now with our different facilities. And I know that there's going to be online surveys, community engagement, so please, for stuff like that, we always said for our Parks and Rec Master Plan come out. We can't do a lot of stuff without public feedback, so those things will be coming up. Please check out the town website for more information, but come out, get your voice heard, and give us as much feedback for really planning for a lot of these.
Is the new rec center part of that?
Yeah, I mean,
Facilities?
it's part of the discussion at
Yeah,
least, you know,
okay.
where are we currently with our facilities? You know, what are some planning for the future? So good stuff for the board, for the community to come out and give their engagement. I think all of our different departments, you know, we did it through a Parks and Rec master plan. You know, the town hall doesn't really have a Parks and Rec master plan to look at the facilities. So all of these various different projects with the library, with town court, potentially Shadow Pines trail system, all these kind of big ticket items, let's look at it as a whole. So I'm really excited for the town. You know, can't thank the board enough for moving forward with something like this to really look at, you know, not just the next couple of years, you know, where are we going to be for a while. So good stuff.
Also excited.
Yeah, cheers.
Bill, I've had some people ask me about the Clark barn.
Oh, yeah.
I guess, you know, does
No.
anyone have any new stats?
Yeah, I know Mike sent us some pictures that he took, as well as a detailed map of all the trees that fell. So if you're going to report parks trees that fall, definitely talk to Mike. Pinpointed on a
The
map.
map was good?
So if
That
Tim doesn't
helps.
get them, yeah.
That helps quite a bit.
I imagine it does.
It helps quite a bit.
Trying to describe that
Yeah.
would.
Yep, helps quite a bit. As far as the Clark barn, we're assessing it right now, seeing what we're going with, because we did have a contract with a company to demolish it, take it down piece by piece, and store it, that kind of thing. So obviously that's changed. So now, right now, we're in the assessment part of what are we going to do, how much we can save, that kind of thing.
Not surprising with the weather that we had, the
Yeah.
wind and the rain, for
Did
sure.
the contractor that you have set up for the removal or the demolition, had they started? Had they done anything?
They didn't start yet.
So
They
it was
were-
all just natural?
Yeah, that was natural. That was natural. I mean, yes, natural. They were working on another project, hopefully getting us sooner, but now obviously it's changed, maybe in-house, maybe still work with them to pick out
Yeah.
certain things. But yeah, we're assessing right now.
Okay.
Okay.
And one other question for Tim. I heard that we had trees fall and damage the new bridge. What's the,
Yeah, that's already fixed.
okay.
Yeah, so we, after the fact, to get up there, there was some trees that fell, some branches. We called the company, they came out, fixed it, so we're good to go there.
Okay.
Which bridge is that?
The new one down at Channing.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, it was, we got lucky, it was just a little branch, still dented just enough, but the company came out, fixed the railings for us.
Great. Anybody got anything else they'd like to add for tonight? Okay. All right, so our next meeting will be February 10th, 6 o'clock at the Penfield Hall. Hopefully see you all then. Thanks, great.